bob if we don't want to. You see what I mean?" The mole took off his pince-nez and breathed on them. "Now I don't want to unsettle you," went on the enthusiast, "because after all it's your party. You asked me. I wouldn't upset it for anything. But there you are, you see. What?" suggested the mole. "I'm afraid people will be down on me for taking you abroad." Straightway the other told him how sought after he had been. From far and near, people who were full up for the entire month of August had written and begged for him. He wrung the mole's heart by enumerating those longing homes and vacant chairs dotted all over England, until the mole deliberated between crying and going to sleep. He chose the latter. They all went to sleep, except the young Frenchman, who took a little pocket edition out of his coat and nursed it on his knee while he gazed at the warm, dusty country. At Shorncliffe the train stopped. Dead silence. There was nothing to be seen but a large white cemetery. Fantastic it looked in the late afternoon sun, its full-length marble angels appearing to preside over a cheerless picnic of the Shorncliffe departed on the brown field. One white butterfly flew over the railway lines. As we crept out of the station, I saw a poster advertising the Athenaeum. The enthusiast grunted and yawned, shook himself into existence by rattling the money in his trouser pockets. He jabbed the mole in the ribs. "I say, we're nearly there. Can you get down those beastly golf clubs of mine from the rack?" My heart yearned over the mole's immediate future, but he was cheerful and offered to find me a porter at Dover and strap my parasol in with my rugs. We saw the sea. "It's going to be beastly rough," said the enthusiast. "Gives you a head, doesn't it? Look here, I know a tip for seasickness, and it's this. You lie on your back flat, cover your face, and eat nothing but biscuits." "Dover!" shouted a guard. In the act of crossing the gangway, we renounced England. The most blatant British female pronounced her mite of French. We s'il vous plaît one another on the deck, merci'd one another on the stairs, and pardon to our heart's content in the saloon. The stewardess stood at the foot of the stairs, a stout, forbidding female, pock-marked, her hands hidden under a business-like-looking apron. She replied to our salutations with studied indifference, mentally ticking off her prey. I descended to the cabin to remove my hat. One old lady was already established there. She lay on a rose and white couch, a black shawl tucked round her, fanning herself with a black feather fan. Her grey hair was half covered with a lace cap, and her face gleamed from the black drapings and rose pillows with charming old-world dignity. There was about her a faint rustling and the sense of camphor and lavender. As I watched her, thinking of Rembrandt, and for some reason Anatole France, the stewardess bustled up, placed a canvas stool at her elbow, spread a newspaper upon it, and banged down a receptacle rather like a baking tin. I went up on deck. The sea was bright green with rolling waves. All the beauty and artificial flower of France had removed their hats and bound their heads in veils. A number of young German men, displaying their national bulk in light-coloured suits cut in the pattern of pyjamas, promenaded. French family parties, the female element in chairs, the male in graceful attitudes against the ship's side, talked already with that brilliance which denotes friction. I found a chair in a corner against a white partition, but unfortunately this partition had a window set in it for the purpose of providing endless amusement for the curious who peered through it, watching those bold and brave spirits who walked forward and were drenched and beaten by the waves. In the first half-hour, the excitement of getting wet and being pleaded with, and rushing into dangerous places to return and be rubbed down, was all absorbing. Then it palled. The parties drifted into silence. You would catch them staring intently.